Hey, I pray that everybody's having a blessed, peaceful, and prosperous day. It's been a little bit. I know it was on the other day talking about the morning, but um, I actually wanted to get on here and share that I know it was a video I did talking about preparation harvest time, um, and I just wanted to share that we actually came into a promise that God gave us, um, which I was talking about as far as moving and everything. And so things happen when you are allowing the Holy Spirit to lead you, when you are in the will of God and you are walking it out, things move like that. And so it depends on what it is that's going on, but things will move. And so things had moved so quick towards where we was like a little bit in shock, like, wow, it's amazing. And I'm not gonna go into full details yet until unless he tells me to. But I'm not going to full details yet of how things played out. And so at this moment, I will later on in the future, but I will go into full details probably with my husband. But at the moment, I'm gonna just say things moved quick. And so, but before we got here, the Holy Spirit told me that me and my husband needed to fast. We need to fast 10 days after being here. And he told us how many days. And he said that because we will go through intense warfare. So, in my mind, intense is like tough, hard, like something ridiculous. And so I instantly got a little fear, but I shook it off. I talked to my husband about it, and I was like, we both was like, it's okay. We just gonna have to keep each other covered. We're gonna have to pray for each other because we don't know. We didn't know what the intense warfare was going to entail, what's going to happen. We not sure. All we know is like we need to, no matter what, stick together and be there for one another, pray for each other, keep each other covered, the kids and everything. And so, and by us being here, like we know we were called to, we were called to be here in this apartment. It's a gift. Had gifted us this apartment. And so, but in the midst of you being obedient, you following God, and you moving closer to God, you are leveling up. You are leveling up spiritually, and you are leveling up mentally, and it's a lot of growth that you have to go through with this new level because everything that you learned on the old levels will not compare to the new level that you upgrade on. And so, with that being said, our marriage has been tested since we've been here, which as far as communication, nothing crazy, but communication is being tested. The spirit of confusion has tried to come in. My son has been seeking God more, wanting a relationship with Jesus more. So he's asking a lot of questions. And so I'm being honest, I found myself getting frustrated a little bit, but I had to ask God for patience. And I know my patience has grown from the last season, but my patience for this season is completely different. So I thought about it, and I said, and I thought about everything, and I was like, look, I was like, babe, we have to pray and ask God to strengthen us with humility, humbleness, patience, love, like everything that we prayed for in the last season that we have gotten, we need to upgrade it because it's not going to sustain in this season right here. And so we've learned that. I have been dealing with some things. Me and my husband talked about. We have been dealing with some things. The enemy has been trying to attack our mental, and it's the craziest thing ever because it'll be thoughts that pop up in our head, and we would never be thinking these things, or we would Like if we was to tell these people these things that pop up in our head, we would think we were people would think we were crazy. But because we know that it's an attack, we automatically take those thoughts captive and we transfer them over to God because we're like, you're not going to manifest in our head towards where you cause us to think outrageous things. And it made us think about the people who had these thoughts, who gave into them. And some of them are sitting in mental institutions, some of them are sitting in jail, some of them are dead. And we was like, we will not fall victim to that. So we was like, we're going to take these thoughts captive and we're going to give them over to God because they're not going to manifest in our lives. And so those are some of the things that's been happening. Um, and then my husband is dealing with some things on his job. Like he just got promoted, and he's dealing with some things spiritually on his job, and it's crazy. Like he's calling me, and I know God basically told me to tell him to toughen up and and I think he said keep moving. And he said toughen up and keep moving. So when you are obedient to the Lord and he puts you and you move up to a new level, everything that you learned in the old season will help, but for a limited time only. You have to study to show yourself approved. You have to take negative thoughts captive. You have to submerge yourself in a word. I'm finding scriptures that will help me fight against anything that's coming against my marriage, anything that's coming against my mental, anything that will get me closer to God. And I'm being honest, I have not really done that I haven't really done it to the T, but I find myself, and I find myself doing it now. And I was like, I see why people, find scriptures to combat finances, find scriptures to combat um, mental thoughts, marriage, lust, and everything. And I was doing it just like half doing it, but now I'm like, I see it's really, really important. So if you're going through anything spiritual, if you have leveled up, if you have, been obedient to God and He has given you a gift, do not get comfortable. Do not get lax. Do not grow weary when you start going through spiritual attacks, spiritual warfare, due to you getting a gift from God, and because that will make you feel like you didn't deserve it, or you make you feel like, did you hear right, or why is this happening? It's happening because the enemy is upset. It's happening because you need spiritual growth. We all need to grow. And it's strengthening us when we start getting in the Word and we start studying to come against these things that's happening. Because the enemy sees where you're going and he sees what's happening. And he don't want you to get no further than where you are now. So he's either going to chop you down by making you think you're crazy, or he's going to make you doubt that what God has given you is really a gift. So I pray this speaks to somebody. It's definitely speaking to me because I'm in it at this moment. So I'm speaking by experience. I'm sure there's other people that have other experiences that may be similar, may be a little different. But like I said, I pray to speak to somebody. If it doesn't speak to you, if this is not for you, cool. If it's for you, cool. Share it with somebody who you know is going through something at this moment, who needs a little bit of encouragement, or who needs to hear that they're not alone. And just know that I'm praying for you. Pray for me, and I pray that everybody has a blessed and prosperous day. Not just me, pray for me and my family, because I would pray for you and your family. Everybody have a blessed, peaceful, and prosperous day.